Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. In our last class, we have discussed about the Hibernate. Introduction we saw how to print the date and time and MySQL version. We already talked about this one. If those who are not watching my previous Hibernate video, you must watch it. How to configure the database connection and everything. Okay, how to import the driver and everything. I have attached the video description, the previous video link. Okay, the introduction of Hibernate. After watch that, we have to come in this video. Then only you will be able to understand how to import the Hibernate and MySQL connect all the things. Otherwise, you can't understand these things, right? Now in this video, I am going to get rid of these lines. In this video, I'm going to talk about the CRUD operation. Okay, it's nothing but create, update, and delete operation. Right? You have to create a simple CRUD application using Hibernate. How to do the things? Let me see. Right now, those who are not downloaded the MySQL Workbench, you just go to the Google and download the MySQL Workbench. Right, this is MySQL Workbench. Okay, in order to manage the MySQL Workbench. Okay, you have to install them in your machine. This is here where we have created the database connection and all. Right, we already download this one. You have to download them. After download, then you have to open the MySQL Workbench. It's look like this, right? So here we all the database and table creation we are creating by the code. Okay, we are not creating the database here and database and created on the MySQL Workbench, and we are not established the database connection, right? We are creating the database connection by the code. Right, now let's do the things. Right, first what I'm going to do is select the src folder, right click new package. Here I'm going to create this package name, which is a entity. Entity package we have consists of one class, which is a student. So how to implement the student class? Select the package, right click new class, give the class name here as student. Right, the student class we have to declaring the properties. What are the attributes of students? Right, okay, so here first this is a student class. First we have to implement the annotation, which is the entity. Right, here we have created the tables. Right, we already done how to create the database. So here we have to create the database. Here this is a configure file. We already talked about these lines, all things in my last video. Right, so here Hibernate crfxm. Right, here this is a database. So we have created the different database here. db Linda. This is a different database I'm going to create. Right, so this is the database. This is the database configuration. These are all the things we have talked about in our last class. Okay, we don't want to talk about this class. So here this is the MySQL delete. It is useful to configure the version. Right, we have to import this one. This is the user credential of MySQL Workbench. What is the username and password you gave while you installing the MySQL Workbench? What is the username and password you gave while you was installing the MySQL Workbench? Okay, so you have to give here. This is the MySQL connector. What is the connector of the MySQL connector? Here this is the connector. Right, these are all the things we have talked about our last class, so we don't want to talk and waste the time. Let's go to the future things. Right, so let's go to the entity. Here we have created the table. So we have to create the table on the database table. You have to create here table. You have to create the name of the table. You have to give the name of the table. Here name equal, you write student table. Right, here we have to add the attributes. So id, so write the id over here. After that we have a student consists of the this is the we have to write the attributes first, then you have to understand perfectly. Right, so we have to write first is a private long, so data type long, so student id. Second one private string stud name private string, here write private double marks. So define these things, marks, anything you have to mark. So student fee, you write student fee, right? So we have a three properties, student ID, student name, and properties. Now here what you are going to do is we have to do the here thing is we have to implement the ID. ID should be the auto increment. So ID is a unique key. You have defined it like this. It is the package which is a Java Xbox persistence, right? So right, so it will be important, right? So here it's all the persistence, entity, and all the things, right? So second one we have to import here. We have to import the auto generator. ID should be auto generated. So you have to write generate value. Here you have to write strategy equal generate type auto, right? You have to write a generate type auto. Okay, strategy generate type auto. After that what you are going to do is here you have to write third one, the column name. So type on the database ID, right? Third one, copy this one and paste it over here. Student name. Third one, copy this one and paste fee, right? Now here we have a three attributes, student ID, student name, and fee, right? Now here we have to right click, generate constructor. We have to import these three things. Click OK. We have to create the parameters constructor. We have to write the blank constructor. We have to create the blank constructor as well. Generate. So blank constructor. Third one should be you have to import the get and set method. Right click, refactor. You have to write generate get and set method. You have to import the order on the shift key down and import these all the things. After that, you have to write the string method. Select and generate toString method. Click OK. Right. Perfect. Okay, this is how we have to implement the all the things, right? So table, which is a table name, is a student table. You have to write the student table. Okay. Okay. Now what you are going to do is here. What is the problem? Now here the table. The problem is here. This is not here. The double quote. You have to put it over here. Right. Now the problem is over. Right. Now here we have created the student class. This is student class along with this following attributes: student ID, student name, and fee. Now what I'm going to do is here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to we have created the entity successfully. You have to go to here. Okay, this is a main class. Here we have to create the methods. Here we have to create the methods, right? First, what is the method I'm going to create here? That's save method. We have to create the save method over here, right? So how to create the save method? We have to create here public static void save student. You write here student open and close curly bracket. Here you have tried try. You have tried the try block. Session. You have tried the session equal Hibernate URL. We have to already discuss about Hibernate. Okay. URL dot get session factory dot open. Right. This class here. This class we have to import this class Hibernate UT. Okay. This all the our configuration is in this class. Right. We have to import this class. Here all the configuration is there. Right. Okay. After that dot we have to write open session. Okay. Now here what I am going to do is you have to write this transaction equal session dot begin transaction. Here session dot save. You write session dot save. You save the student details. we have to save the students. Okay, so the students we have to save over here. Here write transaction comment. You have to write transaction comment. Right. Okay, here to create the methods to save student method. Here these are the properties. Here what is the properties you are going to save? So here let me check whether it's working fine or not. We have to check it over here. Now let's save the student data. So how to save the student data over here? You have to write student object here. The student object, student, the student class. You have to get the student object, student equal new student. Here you have to write values. What are the values you are going to pass? First, what are the values here there? Student ID. You have to write a student ID. You have to implement the student ID, comma student name. Name you have to write John. Marks you have to write some marks 40. Right. You have to save the record. So how to save the record over here? You have to write student dot save. Sorry, save student. Save. You have to write save student. Save student. You have to write this one. Right. That's the thing you have to write. Okay. Now let's run the code. So here I'm going to go to my database. This is a database I'm going to create. Right. So database I'm going to change the name. Bcast. DB Bcast. You have to write Bcast. Cast. This is the name I'm going to create. DB Bcast. Right. Now let's run the program. So you can check here. Now I run successfully. Now I'm going to add the database over here. Just go here, data source, MySQL. What is the username password you have gave while you are installing the MySQL workbench? Root is a username, password is a root 123. Password I'm going to give a database name I'm going to give as DB Bcast. Apply. Test with the connection. All are succeed. Click OK. Now here the DBcast database is created. Here is a table. Student table is created. The record is set at John 40 and 1. One is ID. Right. You can see here. All things are working fine. This is a student table name. This is the database field name. Student name, fee, fee and student name ID. So all things are created. Here ID, name and fee. You can check here. The same name, the database table has been created. This is the following record you add. Right? Perfect way. It's a perfect. But you are done. You need perfect way. After that, what you are going to do is here we have to type private static void all students. Here I will just copy this one line and paste it over here. We have to create student. We have to write session dot create query. We have to write from student. Right? You have to from student. Here you have to write this one. Select. You have to the modify. Sorry. Right. Student. This is the table name. This is student. Right? Student. Okay. So you have to get the data from the students. Right? This one mean here the student. So here we have to write. Right. Here you have to write query. So write. Create the object query equals session. Right. Okay. Right. Now we have to get all the data from the database table. Right. After that, we have to write the list student equal query dot list. After that, you have to write stout. You have to write stout. You have to write students. Right. Now let's check it whether it's working fine or not. All the records we are loading from the database. Run and check. Right. Now here we haven't shown that here student ID, student name, and fee. It will be displayed. Now again I'm going to add another record. So here we have write student name John. We have write here we are as Peter. Fee we have write as 1000. Again you have run the application. Save all. The save method we have to comment it. Run again. All right. The problem. What is the problem over here is here we have to go to. You can check here in Hibernate. Right here you have to create. Once you create the record, you have to make it as update. Then only otherwise the database again created. Right. So first I'm going to create the record first. At the first time I'm going to create the record. So I'm going to create the record. You have to go over here. Save student. Now the record is created. Right now the record is created. Okay, now what you are going to do is you go and update the record. You have to update. You have to write here update. Then it will be go the here you have to update. Now again you have to create the record. Now let's update and you have to change the things here. Peter Theater and 1000. Right. Now let's double click the table. Here it's working. Record is set. Right. Now let's view the records. Here student has been displayed and the second record has been displayed successfully. Right. Now what I'm going to do is the third one. We have to add the record successfully, view the record successfully. Now third things I'm going to do it here, update the record. So let's copy this code and paste it over here. This one I'm going to do it, update student. Student name, string name, comma, marks, comma, long ID. Right. Now here this is the update. We have get the ID and update the particular record. Right. So here you have to write transaction. Here you have to write first. You have to find the record first. Okay. How to find the record? You have to write here to do the things is find the record. You have to write here student. So that select student. You have to write select student equal session dot find student dot class comma ID. Right. After that you write if selected null. If it is not null, what you're going to do is here, if it is not null, select student. sorry, null. What you're going to do is you have to do the thing is selected student null. Right here you have to selected student dot set student name. Here write name over here. Set one, third, copy this one, paste it over here. Set student, set marks, set fee. Here write fee over here. Fee. There's a problem. Like here, it is not marks, it's a fee. That's why it's working, right? Now after that, what you're going to do is you have to update the record. So you have to write this transaction, this all things you have to put it over here. Transaction, all things. Save. You have to session. We have to make it as update. This time update. Which is the thing you have to update? Selected student. Comment, right? Perfect. Now what you're going to do is let me check the update part as well. You have to update the record as well. Let me check the update the record as well. So how to update the record will be checked. Now I run successfully. Now I'm going to add the database over here. Just go here, data source, MySQL. What is the username password you have gave while you are installing the MySQL workbench? Root is a username, password is a root123. Password I'm going to give a database name I'm going to give as db dcast. Apply. Test with the connection. All are succeed. Click OK. Now here the dbcast database is created. Here is a table, student table is created. The record is set at John 40 and 1. One is ID. Right? You can see here. All things are working fine. This is a student table name. This is the database field name. Student name, fee, fee and student name, ID. So all things are created. Here ID, name and fee. You can check here. The same name, the database table has been created. This is the following record you add. Right? Perfect way. It's a perfect. But you are done in perfect way. After that, what you are going to do is here we have to type private static void all students. Here I will just copy this one line and paste it over here. We have to create student. We have to write session dot create query. We have to write from student. Right? You have to from student. Here you have to write this one. Select. You have to the module. Sorry. Right. Student. This is the table name. This is student, right? Student. Okay, so you have to get the data from the students, right? This one mean here the student. So here we have to write right. Here we have to write query so write create the object query equals session. Right. Okay. Right. Now we have to get all the data from the database table. Right. After that we have to write the list student equal query dot list. After that, you have to write stout. You have to write stout. You have to write students. Right. Now let's check it whether it's working fine or not. All the records we are loading from the database. Run and check. Right. Now here we haven't shown that here student ID, student name, and fee. It will be displayed. Now again I am going to add another record. to here we have write student name John. We have write here we are as Peter. C we have write as 1000. Again you have run the application. Save all. The save method we have to comment it. Run again. Alright, the problem, what is the problem over here is, here we have to go to, you can check here in Hibernate. Right here, you have to create. Once you create the record, you have to make it as update, then only, otherwise the database again created. Right, so first I'm going to create the record first. At the first time, I'm going to create the record. So I'm going to create the record, you have to go over here, save student. Now the record is created. Right now the record is created. Okay, now what you are going to do is you go and update the record. You have to update. You have to write here update. Then it will be go the here you have to update. Now again you have to create the record. Now let's update and you have to change the things here. Peter Yatter and 1000. Right. Now let's double click the table. Here it's working. Record is set. Right. Now let's view the records. Here student has been displayed and the second record has been displayed successfully. Right. Now what I'm going to do is the third one. We have to add the record successfully, view the record successfully. Now third things I'm going to do it here, update the record. So let's copy this code and paste it over here. This one I'm going to do it, update student. Student name, string name, comma, marks, comma, long ID. Right. Now here this is the update. We have get the ID and update the particular record. Right. So here you have to write transaction. Here you have to write first. You have to find the record first. Okay. How to find the record? You have to write here to do the things is find the record. You have to write here student. So that select student. You have to write select student equal session dot find student dot class comma ID. Right. After that you write if selected null. If it is not null, what you're going to do is here, if it is not null, selected student, sorry, null. What you're going to do is you have to do the thing is selected student null. Right here you have to selected student dot set student name. Here write name over here. Set one, third, copy this one, paste it over here. Set student, set marks, set fee. Here write fee over here. Fee. What's the problem? Like here, the it is not marks the fee. That's why it's working, right? Now after that, what you are going to do is you have to update the record. So you have to write this transaction, this all things you have to put it over here. Transaction, all things. Save. You have to session. We have to make it as update. This time update. Which is the thing you have to update? Selected student. Comment, right? Perfect. Now let's test it. So how the system works. So we have to go here. You have to type the same thing. Save records update student. Update student you have to write here. First one should be the you have to write update student you have to write here the same thing. Place it over here, right? So here we have to write the first one should be the student name. So name you have to update the field first, the field name and fee. Right, name and fee. Here is a name and fee. This is a fee. It's a fee. What's the ID? I'm going to update ID number 2. I'm going to update, right? So here we have to write commented this. Now I'm going to do the update part. Let's run the application check. Sorry, this is not here. What is there? We have mixed it one things, right? Right now let's check it. It's not updated. What's the problem? Update student. Now let's test it. So how the system works. So we have to go here. You have to type the same thing. Save records update student. Update student you have to write here. First one should be the you have to write update student you have to write here the same thing. Place it over here, right? So here we have to write the first one should be the student name. So name you have to update the field first, the field name and fee. Right, name and fee. Here is a name and fee. This is a fee. It's a fee. What's the ID? I'm going to update ID number 2. I'm going to update, right? So here we have to write. Now let's change this one as the same, and this I'm going to change this one as an 2000. You have to change this one as 6000. This one should be changed as Raja. Let's run and check. Let's refresh it here. Data updated successfully. Now let's see the delete part. Okay, now let me see the delete part, right? So delete part, what you're going to do is it's very simple. So delete part, we have to write. Now what I'm going to do is here I'm going to do it here as we have to do the delete part. So what you're going to do is simply the update code, simple the update code I just copied, paste it below. So this one's to delete student. You have to this line we remove it. You have to write here ID. These all things are same. Now this one we don't need them. Student name, this all things we don't need them. Transaction, here we have the session. We have to write the select the student ID. You get here. here you have session, you have right here delete. That's the thing. Okay, get the student ID. What's the ID you are typing here? It's get the student ID and delete the particular row. That's the thing you have to write. Okay, long ID. Right, what's the error? So right here ID, long ID. Right, the problem is here, this long ID, this solve. Now let's delete the record, right? So here we have to this delete button, this delete method, we have to call it over here. I'm going to call it here delete student. You have to find the ID, which ID I'm going to delete second. So pass it ID second. You have to comment it here. Now let's run and check it. Now the record is deleted. Now let's check it the table. Here number 2 is deleted successfully. Perfect. Now it's working perfectly well. Right, the program is working perfectly well. Now another things we have to do it. Another thing is a find record. That's the thing is a find. That is a must. We have to check it out to find the record. Right. So we have tried to find the record. So what you are going to do is here you have to go here. I'm going to create another method which is find. So here this is the method started over here. This is close it over here. Right. Now here I tried another method which is a find method. So the same thing, I'm going to copy this same thing, paste it below. You will make this one as a find student. Long ID, session, student. Here write find IDs as selected ID, selected not null. Here write here if the ID is found from the student. You have tried this one we are no needed. You have tried over here stout. You have tried stout. You have printed the student selected student dot toString. That's it. If the student is not available, not found, else you have tried stout. Here you have tried can't find the record. Cannot find records. Right. Now let's check them. Sorry, we haven't put it here. The find method also we haven't put it. Let's check the find method here. Find. One. Will we check it? Here, the one student should be displayed successfully. Right. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is here. Another things we have to miss it one line, two lines. Here this one, these two things. Hibernate. So go to the Hibernate HTML here. Make it as true. Okay, the show SQL show formats true. We have to make this property true. What's the meaning of this one? If you find the record, you can see you have to how the SQL statement is working. You will be able to check here. This how the find record the from where here. This how we have what is the ID you put it here. It is finding the record look like this. Right. This how the records look. Perfect. Okay, this is all the source code I provide you. Thank you for watching the CRUD application using Hibernate. Thank you for watching.